welcome to Doomhammer Inside Her show. I'm joined this week by Lane Stanbury, he of the 3-0 record, and tied for atop the standings, coming off back-to-back wins over his brothers, both of the Cheetahberries. So does this make you the best Cheetahberry of them all?
I'm not going to make any bold predictions. Both Kevin and Tim have great teams. They just ran into a spell of bad luck. My players went crazy. Shout out to Larry Fitzgerald scoring 30 points back-to-back. But no, both of their teams are going to be in contention at the end of the year. And it was nice to get a victory over two great teams, though.
Ooh, I didn't take you for a trash talker, Lane. That's
what can I say?
Quite a bold statement you made there. So moving on, 3-0. You're averaging 146 points. I mean, all signs are pointing pretty high right now for you. But what do you believe? What kind of tender are you? Are you a con or a pre?
We're definitely a contender this year. Last year we started off 4-0 as well, but we ended the season 2-7. But we just have to focus on putting the best product on the field each week and starting the right players, getting the same production for our guys. And when you're up there, you have a target on your back. But I think the players on the team relish that target, and it makes them perform to a higher level. So,
did Kevin Bishop tell you to say that?
He did not.
Sounds oddly similar to what he says. 3-0 last year, like you said, 4-0. So what makes this year different? Why should we believe you?
I believe the personnel on the field is a lot higher quality than what we had last year. Last year we had Trent Richardson, who many claim to be the worst running back ever by stats. But this year we've replaced him with Devontae Freeman, who coming into the starting role from Tevin Coleman's injury was great. We have Joseph Randall, scored 3 touchdowns in one half. Larry Fitzgerald replacing Anquan Bolden as a starter. He's obviously been great recently, so I just feel that the personnel on the field is a step to a higher level.
Yeah, you mentioned Fitzgerald, the number 2 receiver in fantasy football, averaging 25 points. I mean, you've experienced the highs of Larry Fitzgerald, but many in this room have experienced the lows of Larry Fitzgerald. Are you ready to experience the lows?
I don't think I'm ready to experience the lows because I don't think they're going to happen. Carson Palmer is a great quarterback. Larry Fitzgerald was in the Super Bowl. He was a catch away from winning, and I picked him because I knew the name. I knew he was a great receiver. He'd only dropped 2 balls with Carson Palmer as his quarterback. So with those kind of numbers, you got to expect some great production. So
yeah, he's really a byproduct of Palmer's greatness, I'd have to say.
Oh yeah.
So last week we had your brother on, Kevin, and he made the guarantee of the week. And who do you play this week?
I play Taylor Eldridge.
Oh, that's right. So I was going to ask you, would you like to make a guarantee this week?
I would not
to win.
I would not like to make
against
a guarantee.
The league champion.
I would not like to make a guarantee this week. I mean, even though you have Gronkowski on bye and Des Bryant on the bench, I mean, Drew Brees just coming back from injury. Same with Eddie Lacy. I mean, I'm not going to make any guarantees, but I think we're definitely the favorite to win this week.
I don't agree, but there you have it. Lane Stanbury. Good luck to you the rest of the year.
You too, sir.
All right, welcome to the round table. I'm joined this week by Jacob Pfeiffer, Brad Piper, myself, Taylor Eldridge, Tim Stanbury, and Kevin Stanbury. So you'll notice we have a doctor in the house. Just curious, Tim, have you noticed any of our league members or anybody feeling ill lately?
I think there is someone feeling ill. There's someone that's a little under the weather right now. I think if we look right at Jake, I think he's definitely struggling. If you look at his reaction to when he's around berries.
Berries, yeah.
Oh, man, it's brutal.
What's that called?
I think they call that fragophobia.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's actually got a name, like fear of the berries. I think that's what he's struggling with. I mean, if you look back the last couple seasons, ever since the youngest Cheetahberry joined the league, 1-7 against the Cheetahberries.
Wow.
Like that's brutal. I don't know what's happening with Jake next week, but I definitely know he's definitely caught the fear.
Yeah. Does anybody know he's playing?
Actually, now seems like an opportune time to chime in here. I am playing Jake this week, so I think it's a good time actually to do my guarantee of the week. I guarantee Jake is going down this week. I'm gonna take it to him.
You made that guarantee.
Okay.
You made that guarantee last week. You didn't come through with it, but you have to feel pretty confident. I mean, with that STD that Jake has come down with.
My guarantees are always ironclad. Sometimes, fate, it doesn't work out for me, but I have a feeling this one's going to be work. It's going to work. So.
All right, well, moving on. So, big news this week. We have Kevin Bishop out to a 3-0 start. Guy is on fire this season, 157 points, perfect record. He's looking pretty good, guys. So I'm going to start with Jacob over here. Is Kevin the league favorite right now?
You could say that. I don't know if I would, but you could say that.
Does it mean anything in week 3?
Yeah, it would mean it if I said it, but I'm not going to.
Will he hang a banner?
He's done it before.
He has done that before.
Hung many banners, some meaningful, some not.
Most not meaningful.
No, not very meaningful ones.
A lot of banners in our house, but not very many that are meaningful.
If you're asking me, do I think Kevin's going to win the league? I would say no.
All right, there you have it. Brad, same question. Is Kevin, you look at this offense he has, is he the real deal?
He's pretty formidable. I don't think I'd say he's going to win the league. I've already called my shot, as you all probably recall. And he needs to figure out who's going to start at quarterback. He's had some struggles there.
Yeah.
He's got a revolving door. Probably get Alex Smith out of there if I were Kevin.
That's a dumpster fire.
It's a dumpster fire, especially
Russell Wilson also kind of a weak spot.
Russell Wilson,
Yeah.
weak spot. So I'd say he's up there, though. I'd be shocked if we didn't see him in the Final Four at least.
Yeah, and Tim, you look at this lineup, Wilson, if he ever gets it going, Jamal, Julio, I mean, those are all guys that can be number ones, Kelsey.
Yeah. It's tough to imagine that most of his studs really haven't even gotten it going yet.
It's scary.
Outside of Julio
I mean,
seems
Tyrod.
dangerous.
Tyrod's got it going.
Tyrod, yeah, I don't know what he's doing with how much he's paying Wilson right now. He has Tyrod for so cheap.
Yeah.
Seems like wasted money.
Yeah, I mean, he's got one good start out of him.
You got to question the future of a team that makes such poor financial decisions.
Kevin, you agree?
I think that Bishop is the favorite right now. He showed a lot of grit coming away with an ugly win this week. Even when his team's not performing at its best, he can still win. I don't know what he said to his players Sunday night, and then Monday before the Monday night game, but when the Chiefs came out in the second half, they really came through for him. So he probably talked to him, give him a pep talk at halftime. So
Yeah, he told him he said, Jamal, Travis, you're the only two that are going to catch and run the ball, and that's exactly what happened.
he said, guys, it's garbage time. You're not going to win, so just rack up these bats. And they're like, yeah, we'll do
Yes,
it,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. And on the flip side of this, you have Brad Piper, who I just demolished after James Jones just went off, per usual. Brad, we thought things were going to get turned around. He's sitting at 1-2 right now. His quarterbacks, probably some of the worst quarterback play you'll ever see in Doomhammer history. Teddy and Bradford, 27th and 28th on the year. They combined for 11 points last week. Brad, are you ashamed?
I'm very ashamed. If you go back and look at that, Ryan Mallett by himself just about outscored both of those guys.
Almost.
That's a thing that I have to fix. A receiver play is pretty good. I've got a pretty healthy stable of running backs. I've got RG3 on my bench, and that's it. So,
What's the most disturbing quarterback on your roster right now? If you had to pick one.
I think you have to go with Sam Bradford just because of the offense he's in. Dude just doesn't look right out there. I don't like the looks on his face I see when I'm watching Red Zone. It's just disturbing all around.
Groans and moans. Yeah.
Groans and moans. Teddy could have had a better week last week if Kyle Rudolph didn't drop a touchdown pass in the end zone. But what can you do? I have high hopes for them. I'm pretty disturbed by Bradford so far. But if anybody can turn it around, it's that Philly offense.
Probably not. But Tim, what do you think? I mean, should he be concerned?
I think you should definitely be concerned. I think we're sort of seeing one of the big divides in League Doomhammer right now in Doomhammer theory. Like, we're seeing where wide receivers really raise your team's ceiling, but those running backs and quarterbacks really bring the floor up.
It's a good theory. Kevin, what would you say? Should he be concerned?
I've tasted bitter defeat at Brad's hands earlier this season, so I mean, I know he's got a good team in there. He's got a couple pieces that definitely need some improvement, but overall, I think he's got a good team, and I think eventually he's going to be a playoff team.
Pfeiffer, I mean, you've to piggyback on this Tim theory. I mean, you have a good receiving core. Do you feel like you agree with that?
Do I have a good receiver?
Yeah, you have great receivers, man. Wide receiver 2 galores.
Yes, I agree. My ceiling is sky high. They haven't quite hit it yet, but when my receivers go off, you just wait. And would I build my team the same way ever again? No. I don't think it's going to work out very well this year.
Back to this question of Brad, though. You look at it. He's got Bond, he's got Tad, he's got you. Those are the 11th, 10th, and 9th scoring offenses so far this season. He's got a chance to turn things around, but if you're Brad coming in with all this hype this season and you're sitting 1-2, are you concerned?
I'd be panicking.
Yeah.
I'd be panicking. You come in, you think you've righted the ship, but it turns out it's still sinking.
Yeah.
What do you do?
It's week 3. We're absolutely not panicking. I think we have a soft spot in our schedule coming up. No disrespect.
Any guarantees?
Yeah, I'm going to guarantee. This guarantee is second
Is that another guarantee
of
of the week?
We are going to
Whoa.
move to 2-2 on this week. I want to see some good play from Teddy and some life from Sam. We'll see where we go from there.
Wow. Hey, just curious. I had a question. Luke McCown, Ryan Mallett, Drew Brees. Start one, bang one, marry one.
Oh, God, what a question.
Help me out here with my team.
I think for the Mary one, I'm probably going to go with Drew Brees, just because he's got a lot of money.
He would treat you right.
He'd treat me right.
He wears Wranglers.
He wears Wranglers, absolutely.
Very loyal.
Real stand-up guy.
Absolutely.
Stayed with one team his whole career.
Loyal. I think I'm going to have to go with Luke McCown. I think he's probably got a sensitive side. I've seen his brother shed a few tears.
Now, which one is this? Which cat? Are you banging him or are you
I'm
marrying
banging him.
Oh.
I'm banging Luke McCown.
Ooh.
You know, I just tender, sweet.
I don't know if I agree with that. So then, Mallet.
We're starting Mallett. I saw what he did to me
man.
last week. You know, that guy's
Oof.
outscored almost 2 QBs. How can you go wrong with a guy like that?
All right. Well, there you have it. All right. So moving on, we have our Can't Fix Stupid Play of the Week. And this week, it belongs to Tad Eisenhower, who made the stupid decision to start Andrew Luck and keep Derek Carr, the franchise quarterback, on his bench. I mean, does it get any worse than that, guys?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, is he tanking?
I don't know.
Brad, you can't look, it's in the Doomhammer rules. No tanking. Start your studs. Get Carr in there.
You have to. You can't keep making this mistake. Luck is showing who he is.
Should Tad face penalties
No,
for this
I mean,
obvious tanking job?
I'm just thinking that he's a smart guy. I mean, obviously he shouldn't have started Luck. Why didn't he leave him on the bench? If he actually wanted to win, Luck would have been on the bench this week.
Yeah,
instead of Derek Carr.
I think we saw in the real NFL the suck for luck. Right now we're seeing the suck with luck happening right now.
That's very true.
Very well put.
All right, and then our last conversation is going to be on something we voted on in the preseason, the 2 wins or 2 games a week, and we have 2 opposing sides, and it's kind of an interesting debate. So in theory, we would have had 2 games, 1 head-to-head matchup, and then 1 result also would have gone to, if you finished in the top 6 scores of a week, you would have also got a win. So we have 2 guys here who voted against that, and who would have been benefiting from that this season. But tell me why you guys still are standing strong in your wrong view.
You know, it's a hard fight sometimes when everyone's opposed to your view. It's sort of
Apparently
tough.
not. It won.
It did win. So I suppose you guys are the minority.
Yeah.
But I think
Let's be clear. It tied. It didn't
Tied,
win.
that's true.
It's a 6-6.
It's a tie.
But we're not. No one's minority, so we can all
Continue.
feel good about our beliefs.
Continue. So why do you feel like this is still the right decision?
Okay, well, first of all, we didn't just do one or the other. We ended up having our own little fix there, and that the sixth place with the highest points gets into the playoffs, and I think that's good enough. As far as like, it has more to do with the overall like feel of the league, is what I think anyway. I mean, just a head-to-head matchup makes it seem more just like the overall flavor of the NFL, rather than if we do it the other way, it starts moving towards just a stat sheet. And I don't want to just, I know we have all our numbers on computers and everything like that for this, but it just ends up like we would just have it would just spit out who got the most points each week, essentially, instead of what it's all about is the head-to-head matchup. For the
I prefer the no 2 games per week, mainly because we're going to see later on in the season there's going to be teams that are looking like they might get into the playoffs just based on the record, not really based on how they do overall against every other team in the league. And then we're also going to see teams that are fighting for that very last spot just based on points, and I'm really looking forward to that fight between those teams.
Yeah, so you have the Stanbrews over here talking about feels and flavors and illogical decisions. Pfeiffer, explain to me, what does it feel like and taste like to you?
It tastes like I'm tied for 3rd place, and honestly,
you should like that. You should like that.
I should like it.
Why don't you?
Because I'm an honest guy. I don't feel like I deserve it. Why would a team like mine, who's only been scored 300 points against, be deserving of a 2-1 record? He doesn't. I'm not. Those are words. Look, Cheetah Berries are currently ranked. What is it? 7th and 8th?
7th and 8th.
With my proposal, they would have been ranked 4th and 5th coming into this week, which is more reflective of how their team's produced to this point. I think that says enough.
All right. It's an interesting debate, one that we might see in the future, but for now, we're stuck with this stupid system. So, and that's it from the round table.
Welcome to the Cheaterberry Corner, where we talk about who's cheating every week. Cheaters!
That's correct. We're going to pick out the Cheater of the Week from League Doomhammer. And this week, our Cheater of the Week is... Lane
Stanberry.
Lane is the Cheater of the Week. And it's so easy to tell. I mean, it's in the name. It's in the Cheaterberry name.
Should have known.
You know, he won this week. I'm having trouble remembering who he won against. Who did he win against?
He won against a very handsome, funny, and kind owner.
It must be a Cheaterberry.
Yes, it was me.
Kevin Stanberry. It was a Cheaterberry. I did the next level stats on this. I went next level.
What did you figure out?
I found out that if Lane were to play you any other week of this season, you would have lost. This is the only week he would have won it.
That's funny, because I actually did some next level stats myself, and I looked up, in the second week, if he would have, the only time he would have ever beaten you this season was that week too. So,
really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. These are shocking stats. Oh, we also have another thing that happened in the middle of the week, before games even started. Do you remember what happened in the middle of the week?
Yeah, he tried to pick up some players before waivers were even cleared. So.
Oh, my goodness. You know what else I remember? Before waivers. Who does that? I don't think that's even allowed. He might have had to hack into the online website to be able to do that. What a cheater. You know what else? Who's his favorite team? Do you know his favorite team?
Yeah, I know his favorite team. It's the Patriots.
Oh, my gosh. How could he not be cheating? Waivergate. Waivergate just happened this week.
Yeah,
I just made that up.
We're gonna take it to the judge, and hopefully,
as long as it's not Judge Berman.
Yeah, he's not gonna be
Judge Chris Berman.
Also, if you roll back the tape tonight, we also watched some game tape. If you roll back the tape tonight, you'll see that Lane keeps referring to his team as we.
We're definitely a contender this year. Last year we started off 4-0 as well, but we ended the season 2-7.
Okay, now I'm sure you brought it back to this point in the video. Anyway, so he keeps referring to we, and obviously he couldn't have beaten me on his own. So I'm thinking he's enlisting help from outside sources. So I don't know. That's definitely not allowed. There's got to be some sort of collusion going on. I'm not going to call out anybody in the league, but it was probably Taylor. But so I don't know.
Yeah, most likely Taylor if there was collusion going on within the
Probably.
league. You're on the watch for Cheater of the Week next week, Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was your Doomhammer Cheater of the Week, and welcome to the Cheaterberry Corner.
What up, League Doomhammer? This is the well thought out Twinkles, and we're coming at ya. And there's nothing you can do to stop us. Because I got my main man, Patrick, here. You awake, brother?
Oh, yeah, I just couldn't hear you there.
It's a late night show, and we're here late for you guys for all your enjoyment. If this is your first time watching your show, we do a pretty late show, but we like to keep it real.
Keep it real.
Yeah, that's our main goal. But we got our weekly bracket here, and we're
Kevin, can I interrupt you real quick?
Sure, absolutely.
Brackets do not make sense for what this job we're doing here is.
It's just you're making your picks, and a bracket's something you make picks on.
But the picks don't go from week to week into another form of bracket. It just starts over the bracket every week.
Yeah, but it's just like it's a single elimination.
Okay, well, since this is my show, why don't we just go ahead and get down to the picks as we usually do?
It's my I'm the host, but that's actually a pretty good idea, and I agree with it. So
it's named after me, but I'm just throwing that out there.
We're gonna start in my bottom right, your bottom left out there, and our first matchup of the week, Patrick, is A Will to Live versus the Mad Dog.
Okay,
you can take this.
So I will take a look at this real quick. And so from what I'm looking at, I'm probably actually, for the first time ever, going to pick A Will to Live to win this week because he actually set his teams last week. So I'm not even going to remind him to set his teams.
Here, I can hold this while you draw on it.
And that's that pick.
That's a good pick, Patrick.
Thank you.
You want to make your next one? It's Perfect Season versus the Sixers.
Okay, so as it might have been unnoticed by the fans watching our earlier segment, but the Sixers sock game was on point today, so I'm gonna go and pick the XXX Sixers.
Nice socks out there, Sixers. Let's go with the next matchup. It's Cheaterberry 1. That's Tim for all of you that are new to the show, and me, Well Thought Out Twinkles.
Well, I think some people expect things to go differently here, but basically, Will's married. I like him to win, and also I kind of don't like you very much, Kevin, so I'm going to go with Cheaterberry 1 here. Could you hold that for a second?
Breaking news about Will's marriage there. Okay.
Kevin, I think you mean Tim's marriage?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Stupid. Okay. The next matchup is All Stills with a Little Luck versus the Perfect Season.
pretty. I'm pretty sure the perfect season can't play two different teams in 1 week. So, really what's going on here is he's facing the Amir Cats.
That's on me.
Yes, it is.
That's my fault.
And Tad
Ups in a row.
Tad is gonna continue to try and tank his season, so we're gonna go with the Amir Cats. Row, row, row.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, that's on me. This is your first time watching the show. That never happens, but I apologize. Our next matchup is Cheaterberry 2 versus Operation Fat Matt. That's Jake Gurrell.
Okay. So, back down to business here. We can see that Jake still has Frigorophobia and is going to lose to another Cheaterberry again.
All right. Thank you for that pick, Patrick. He picked Cheaterberry 2. And then we got our matchup of the week. Okay. It's a very special game because these are two powerhouse teams right now. Lane's 3-0. Gronk, if you're horny, preseason favorite, 2-1. This could be a big game for him. He could vault into second.
It's possible. It's very possible with this week he could do that. So I'm going to go and do a short analysis here. Just as you might know, Gronk, if you're horny, Gronkowski is on bye this week, so it does provide some struggles for Taylor. But the real situation that's going on that will still give Gronk, if you're horny, the win is that Lane is still awake right now on a school night. And it's way past his bedtime, so he is not going to get the rest that a growing boy needs, and is not going to make it this week, and he's going to lose.
Oh, that.
Oh, yeah. That's. There we go. That's our picks for the week, and I'll give it back to our secondary host, Kevin, to finish us off.
Thank you. Well, Patrick, it's always my least favorite part of the week. I really dread doing this with you, but I do appreciate your time. We'll see you next week, though.
Bye.
I got my drum machine. 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 Let's do it.
Never scared, Holmes, like a true player running out the end zone.